So as far as winterizing the pump, this is the actual part, the only part that actually gets water in it. This is a big piece of metal with motor oil inside of it. So it does not need it. We need just this on here. We could go around this jumper hose if necessary. We can also just run this for a moment to get any residual air out of this motor. The bypass line is possible to still have that freeze. That is one thing that we could quick connect. Right now, this heat tape is doing absolutely nothing. That heat tape is doing absolutely nothing. That heat tape is also currently inside. If we don't take this off, it's possible for that to get sucked inside where the belt and gear is and cause issues and shred this. Call it the female end. Just putting this around the unloader. The unloader's short of the pump is going to be your most important part to make sure it's okay. There really shouldn't be any water in here, but also your jumper hose, even though it's a hydraulic hose, is going to be another spot that would be a major issue if it got water in it. Wrapping this around the actual pump head, using the check valves to hold that in place. Again, is this going to make it all hot? No. But the goal with this is to get it to keep it at least warm enough that we won't break anything. The other hope with this wintertime is that we do this well enough and with a bit of thought so that we don't have to undo this all the time. See, I'm just around the actual pump itself. This is not actively sitting with water in it. I'm going to do one wrap around the bottom of the unloader. And now I've got enough of this excess wire that I can tuck this here when I'm not using it and be able to plug it in when I am. So what we did today is for winterizing. Originally this was still all hooked up, but our main valve, we hooked that up, sucked the pump out or sucked the tank out. Disconnected all the other connections. All the valves are open. Air's been blown through the yellow line. So I'm gonna leave that open. Once that was all done, that had been blown out, we'll leave our water on the proportioner open. That way there's no water or air stuck in there, which would cause issues with both the check valve and their metering valve. Soap has been taken off the truck, and that's gonna go inside. These should already be pretty well empty just even from rolling them up, but same thing, those would get blown out. The heat tape has been wrapped around everything. It's on the actual pump head, so we're good there. We put antifreeze into this. Both of these, they're good. Off, and our 12 volt connections are off as well. 12 volt is disconnected up here. It was run dry with that water. It's good to see the pump is sucking through some really dirty filters, so that needs to be cleaned up. Oh, we've got that taken out. And then the other thing, the reason why this is also turned around this way, this makes it easier for blowing out all the lines, but also by having the truck up this way, water wants to naturally flow out of the truck and down and out. Truck's the other way, you're still going to have a decent amount of water still sitting in the truck. There's going to be some amount of water in the bottom of that tank, but as long as it's at the very bottom and not a full level, it could freeze. And then when we fill this with 200 gallons of water, that's going to immediately melt that ice. It's going to be good. It's going to come out of there and we're good to go.